All right, I try to get them all in the shot, but this is the best that's going to happen. This is the Weaponizer combiner minus the W. If you follow the channel, you know why I don't say that word, but yeah, Weaponizers. And this is excluding the modulators and the fossilizers, armorizers, fusionizers, meaning the junkions and stuff. It's only the Weaponizers from the very beginning of Siege and stuff. And I'm going to teach you how to make him today. He's a little bit blurry right now, but yeah. He consists of red cog, blue cog, Aragon, Sixgun, Cromar, Brunt, Centurion drone, Zetar, Sammer, 9. I believe that's it. Yeah. All right. Let me try to figure out what's the best way to break this guy down. I guess we can start with the easy bake oven. And one of the things that I desperately tried to do is, whenever possible, I tried to keep all of the boxes like parts kind of together. You can see that that bit from Cromar is, that this is a Cromar bit, and these are also Cromar bits, meaning, yeah, I just try to keep them together as best as possible. And this is the arm, and you can see that it's replicated using Sixgun over here as well. And if you're wondering why I keep accentuating that or emphasizing that, the other word, the one that ends with the N and not an M, is not a happy word related to toys, so to speak, right? And so that's why I keep saying gum. But anyway, what do we have over here? I don't know why I have this here, but we can ignore that for now. We have one of the legs, another one of the legs, and you can see that these are in reverse position. This is the inner torso. One of the legs, the hip connectors are plugged in right over here, and here there is actually a post that flips up from this torso, and that's plugged into there. And I love this kind of like angle that it provides, it makes it seem like a little bit more realistic. And then we have the thumb, and then we have the finger splayed out, and back over here we have the Sammer waist bit with the Zetar drill. But these are all just aesthetics, I'll kind of talk a little bit more on the functional pieces later on, but yeah. And these are on single points of connections. They just kind of plug into the post that's on the inside of this little armor bit over here. But maybe I can show you later. A lot of other stuff relies on double connections, and so like if I were to knock this guy down like this, if I were to knock him down, I don't think there's going to be a ton of parts that fly off, but should we try? First of all, no disrespect, dude. My bad, okay? I'm not trying to hurt you in any way. Okay. So all that really broke off was this top section, and that's fine. And yeah, and the reason why you don't see a ton of stuff flying off is that oh, you know what? This was for this. The reason why you don't see a ton of stuff flying off is it's utilizing double connections, two points minimum of connection. But this doing this, well, now it just allows me to kind of explain this to you. Lower half, really cool. Love how gallant the angles and stuff like that are on the legs. And yeah, this didn't budge at all. Not in the least bit. And one of the really cool things about, it did adjust a little bit. I love this. The bottom of the Cent drone and the Brunt torso have these posts that protrude, and then they are just perfectly equidistant for that Zetar torso right on the bottom, and you're plugging him into the area where the back piece would plug in. Oh man, that's just divine. I did not intend for that to happen, but considering the way it's connected, I guess it's all equidistant and it was meant to be, but yeah, just really, really happy with how that turned out. And you can see that these two torsos are sandwiched between this, so it's a very solid connection. If anything, this is probably the weakest one, but I mean it's still solid, but it like kind of moves around, if you can see. But anyway, if you follow the channel and you watch the 8-bot Weaponizer video, then you might be familiar with some of the things that I'm going to be showing you here, because the legs aren't too dissimilar. What's also really cool is this is kind of like a heel stand. Give me 1 second. I got to check the time right now. Okay, 1 sec. All right, I got 30 minutes before I got to bounce, and so yeah, I got to try to do this quickly. So okay, I'm just going to explain to you some of the bits, and then I'm going to take them apart afterward. the core at the bottom. This is the Aragon torso, or cog, right? And then we have one of the Centurion arms out here. It doesn't have to be in this angle, but it is. And then we just have that plugged into the outside of the cog chassis. Right here on the front of the chest area, there are 2 ports, and that's where the legs are plugged in at the shin posts, and I'll show all of that. And one of these treads is plugged into this bit, and this bit is extending up, so it's more like glue and tape, and that's plugging into here. So you can see there's a connection point here, 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 and here, and so many things are relying on one another, and that's why it's such a solid piece, right? And again, I'm gonna take everything apart so you can see it. This leg is plugged into here. At the top, it's plugged into this. This only has a single point of connection, and I wish I could create a double, but yeah, this is a single point of connection that connects it's a hip connector, so to speak. Behind this leg, we have the Sammer shoulder that's plugged into the Cromar arm, which is plugged into this. Okay, and this is not doing anything. This is just an aesthetic. But this is plugged into this fist. This fist is then plugged into this foot. And now there's like a complete circuit. It's like a unit, you know? And so if I were to peel this off, you can see all of that. See what I'm talking about, right? So that's going to go right there, and then that's going to go right there, and then so it's like a long piece of tape or rope on the back. And I don't think I'm going to reassemble this guy, so I'm just going to kind of take him apart, okay? And then this bit is another piece of tape that I mentioned, right? And so at its core, at its very, very core, cog. And this is the lower half of cog, right? Recognizable now, right? Yeah, he's just kneeling onto his chest, so to speak. And then we're just bending this back at a specific angle. And then from there, we're going to grab homie. And we're going to plug that in like that. That's the super cannon or the super leg. And then we have the red cog leg up top. We have the Centurion arm over here, kind of as a stabilizer. And now we're going to start gluing these bits all together. On the other side, I was going to say this is over here, and there's less of a clearance issue. And I got a message right now. I got to check that in a second. But you need to do it like this in order to free up this port. And so it's all oriented very, very specifically. And then that's going to plug right in there. And that's going to be your leg. Okay, let me go check my message. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Man, I got the sniffles, dude. I don't know if it's because they're blasting the AC or something like that. And there's something coming through the vents. But yeah, it got me the sniffles. So we're going to make 2 of these. And then we're just going to plug that in to the Brunt torso, or Zetar, excuse me. Then we're going to straighten these out, and yeah, they're going to have like no issues whatsoever, like standing, and it's going to be very, very secure. Okay, I showed you this arm, and then the other one is the same, but it's a 6-gum arm. And on the outside, we have the Zetar back piece. Over here, I think I showed you Sammer waist, Zetar drill. And up top over here, we have one of the bits from, this might be from Centurion or Zetar, I don't know. And then we just have Sammer's turret bits and another, the tip from Zetar. So I'm going to move these to the side. You know, I'm going to tell you what's actually my favorite part of the build. It's this part. This cog arm with this thing like resting beneath it. That's actually my favorite part of the build. And this just kind of like, you know, what is it, resting flush against the Sammer arm. Yeah, this piece right here is, oddly enough, that is my favorite part of the build. Oh, geez Louise, how do I break this down for you? Let me pause this for a second. Let me take a look at this. Give me one sec. All right, I think I can start explaining some things philosophically, right? At the centerpiece at the top, we have one SAMR torso, right? And then on the lower half of the hips, these are two of the Brunt torsos, right? I'm trying to see on the inside how this is all connected. But on the outside, we have one SAMR arm that's connected to Zetar's arm. And Zetar's arm is now plugged into this. So now we have this like secure connection going on over here. On the outside of the SAMR arm, we have one cog arm. And this is important because it connects into the cog upper torso. This bit is ultra important because now, I mean, both of these, because they're going to thread this whole back piece together. And so from the thrusters of these areas, the top of this is plugged into this. This is plugged into this. This is plugged into this. This is plugged into this, and et cetera, et cetera. And then it connects over here. And I'm just trying to see. I think if I undo the reg cog arms, you should be able to see this section become dislodged. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Actually, that was a pretty good idea to show you how this is made. So this is supposed to be seated. It's meant to be seated here, but it kept on popping off, and ultimately I realized it didn't have to be. But anyway, neither here nor there. So this section over here, I can show you more of that in just a sec. These are just aesthetics. I actually tried to make these kind of like the Super Sentai crest or helm that adorns SAMR's face in combined mode, because you can see this bit that's going to connect back there. And you see that? That's what I was trying to do. That's what I was trying to do. I don't think I was very successful, but that's fine. And this is just the lower half of the reg cog torso. And you see that its hips are actually plugged into the thighs of Zetar. And then we are using the Zetar waist bit to connect into the area behind SAMR's head. And on Zetar's knees, we have plugged in SAMR's treads. And then that thing is going to plug into this, and that's SAMR's backpack. SAMR's backpack is flipped over. Normally, this should be on the other side. This should be rotated 180 degrees. But for the purposes of this build, that's not what I decided to do. This part is really great. This is tons of fun. And what I did over here is, this is the SAMR backpack, and you can see it's plugged into the little tip of the Brunt blaster, and these are plugged into these hands. And these arms are then plugged into this, which is then plugged into this, which is now securing everything. And these guys would, when you angle this inward, they will plug into the red cog torso. And what's cool about the red cog torso is it bridges open. And so you can kind of have that here and have that angled, and that's a ton of fun. I guess I can just remove this, and then I can just peel everything. Yeah, there we go. Dude, there's so much going on over here. Like, look at this, right? This is just an extraneous piece, just decoration. You can see the two blasters are here together. This is also just an extraneous decorative piece. It's the Zetar leg with a Sixgun's little red bit. I'm just trying to remove all the stuff that are just aesthetics. Like, this is just aesthetics, and this is just aesthetics here. These bits over here, these are functional pieces. You have the Sixgun torso, right? And then we're going to have the cog arm plugged in at the top over here. plugged into the Samur arm. Samur arm is going to plug into the Brunt arm, or Zetar, and we're going to have a little red tip. On the other side, over here, like whereas this one is plugged into the forearm, this one is plugged into the fist. And this is going to come down over here. It's going to plug into this arm. And then this arm, sorry, it's oriented like that. And then this is going to plug into the red cog torso like that, right? And so I can actually peel the other side away too. But at this point, I may not be reassembling him. Okay, let me show you. Yeah, I'm probably not going to reassemble this guy. Okay. Centurion, Brunt. And then we have the back piece of Brunt and Centurion, basically combining these two bits together. We have this bit from, I don't know, one of these guys, right? And then we have this. This is from Zetar, and that is going to be where this connects. It's a bit of an illusion, you know? It makes it look like Samur's actually connected to these guys, but he's not. I mean, he is, but it's really this bit that's connected to that. And you can see this is loose over here, so I have a little piece of paper. But they're going to connect right there, and you can see that this backpack is flipped upside down, and then we have these little spokes. And because those spokes are going to be, I know I just said I'm not going to reconnect this, but those spokes are going to plug into the hand of Red Cog. Because if we get yeah. So that'll go like that. Then that'll go like that. And then that'll go like that. And then this bit will go like that. This bit also, although it's supposed to be over there, won't work like that, and this will come there. I feel like something is kind of off, but these things happen. But yeah, that's what happens. And even though we're kind of making good progress, I don't think I'm gonna reassemble Humpty Dumpty. But yeah, you're gonna put on that, and then you're gonna layer on some of these aesthetic bits. I feel like the instructions are good enough up to this point for you to follow. And if not, then I am really sorry. But I feel like you should be able to get it, whether it by pausing or by following my instructions and stuff. And then we have this over here on the fist, right? But you get that back, and then you get this back, and you install everything else, and he'll look like this. See? You don't even know that he don't got limbs right here. Yay! Anyway, that's been the video. Yeah, I was looking forward to doing this review, and yeah, I'm kind of happy that I did so. I'll talk to you another time. Everyone take care, okay? Bye, 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 bye.